Welcome to the 13th video in Indie Resources, how to make a browser-based MMORG. This is kind of going to be a turning point for the videos. I've noticed that a lot of users, or a lot of watchers of the videos, have already surpassed the videos and started making their own games and started learning new things, which is awesome. Some of you have stayed with the videos, and either way is fine, but I want to keep the basics of this tutorial for those of you that haven't surpassed, and I want to start something new for the ones that are past it. So what I've done is I'm gonna donate my game Forsaken Sanctum Engine 1.0, which is strictly PHP and MySQL. I'm gonna donate it to the community. I'm gonna give you all the source, and I'm gonna walk everyone through how I built it, how it works, how to put it on your own server, and how to upload all the database and everything. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know, and then I'm going to show everybody how to modify it, because we don't want a bunch of the same games running around. But it is enough of a game to where you could make your own individual game out of it and really have fun with it, or if anything, just learn from it and then branch off and make your own. But I'm going to start that within the week or two of getting that ready and the roadmap to where you guys know what's going on. But I am going to continue these videos. Let's go ahead and start. Another problem I had was my old computer I was doing this on, it crashed and burned and it's dead. I put everything on my laptop. I will be using Dreamweaver from now on. It's not much different than your context. It has a couple more features, but it's nothing that's going to slow you up or anything. I'm just personally love Dreamweaver. Also, this video, I finished up the magic. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. I just added a couple things. I don't know, I may miss some spots where I added the things and then I went a week with trying to get this stuff moved over to a new server and may have forgot it, but just upload the new files and look through them and you'll see how it's done, and I'm going to try to show you what I can. So basically we just logged in, and let's go to Battle Arena. And I remember on the last video we got to the point of use magic, and then that's as far as we could go. Well, I've got it to where when we use magic, I casted Fierce Strike and do 2 points of damage, and then he still attacks. So we hit battle again, and you notice my spell points went down, my hit points went down. We're going to use magic again, and I'm going to use it. I did 2 points again. That is a random number. I just keep doing 2, and then we're going to battle again. My spell points are going down. Use magic. Let's use it. And now it's saying I don't have enough spell points. So I've used it all up. That's basically it. That's all we got to do. So to show you how I did it real quick, and I'm hoping I don't miss anything. Let's start with battle. I don't believe I added anything here. Let's see. Yeah, this pretty much stayed the same other than use magic, which we already had. Let's go to attack. That's, I believe, where everything happened. Now on attack, what we do is, when we're going to attack, when we say use magic, and then when we do this use magic, we send a thing saying the spell ID was 1. And if you notice, I have our get statement, which I'm looking for. Maybe it's down here. Oh, here it is. If is set get SID, then we want to go ahead and make it. In other words, if we did cast a spell, then let's go ahead and do the spell. And I put this in underneath the actual player's attack. I go ahead and do a query of what kind of spell they used, and then I go ahead and make a variable for the name, and then if spell info type equals combat, if we're using a combat spell, then let's do this. If not, then right now we haven't got any further on magic, so we're not going to do anything. And we will here later, but for now we're just doing combat spells. And then it goes ahead and checks to make sure if you have enough spell points. If the cost is greater than your actual spell points, then just do this and then exit. We don't want the creature attack, and we don't want anything being done. You just made a mistake, go back and fix it. You can't use that spell. Else, the spell points we want to take, then we want to do mod damage. I did the value of the actual spell divided by 10, and then I made an integer out of it, and then to make it to where it's a whole number. Then damage equals the spell point value, or the value of it. And then I did a random damage. The random damage is 0 to our S damage, which is right here, not the mod damage. Then what I did was random damage. Let's see, we got that. And then damage equals random damage plus mod damage. So what this does is this takes a random number of your spell and between the spell points. So let's say your spell value of your spell is 10 points. You get a random number, and then you also get a tenth of that can be added to it. So technically you could do 11 points damage, you know, kind of like a bonus damage. Just a formula I put in there. And then it says you cast this and do this much points of damage. It updates and minuses your spell points. I put notice player pass equals 1. We don't want the player attacking with their sword, so down here I put on their normal attack if player pass does not equal 1, then they want to do their, so in other words, if they didn't cast a spell, then we want them to actual fight with a sword. Let's see. And then everything else is normal. That's as far as, pretty much that's all there was to it. Most of you probably already figured that out. Some of you didn't. If I know this is a really short video, but there wasn't a whole lot to be added here. If anyone has any confusion or any questions, go to Indie Resource, ask it there. It's important that you guys ask the questions on Indie Resource because I don't check YouTube that often. I can't go from my email to YouTube to Indie Resource and try to ask these questions because then no one will learn from everyone else's questions. All questions are answered on Indie Resource. I'm not ignoring you. It's just that it's easier for me to answer in one place. Plus, we have some awesome people there that can help answer your questions when I'm not around. So that's basically the gist of Magic. If I missed anything, please somebody let me know and or fix it or whatever, or I'll fix it. But the next video we're still gonna start raising up in hardness and really get into some fun stuff.